quick view of the garden from another angle. Thanks very much. Look at the wind. I love the movement of the bamboos in all this wind. Fantastic. The first video of the year on this wet and dark day of January the 27th. As you can see, none of these fronds have been blackened. I think the coldest snap we've had's been like -2 in the night, and that wasn't for very long. So it's been quite mild. And I'll just sort of show you around some of the plants. This is a new addition, this little plant. It's similar to the main Akuba, which is over here, this Akuba, but it's got shorter, strappier leaves. It's just a little bit different. That's a room with a fern growing out of it. And let's have a look at the rest of the garden. So this is quite an interesting plant from South Africa. See, my winterization involves hiding it behind a bench to protect it. And that's an Astelia. Let's have a look. I've been trying to battle with the green algae that comes on my stone, because if I spray it in spring, but if you wait till then, I don't want like stains to set into the stone, so I have been tackling it. I have cut down all my miscanthus in pots. They did look pretty, but in February the miscanthus starts to grow again. I also cut down the panicum switchgrass. So panicum switchgrass on the pots on the right, pots on the left were actually they were not miscanthus. They are another type of grass which will come to me. I'll put it up on the screen. I've put a little selection of pots here to greet you as you come up the steps. I'm quite proud of all of that. It's quite pretty, isn't it? This is Pinus patula on the left. In the middle, Scadiopetes, Cedrus atlantica, the rather beautiful plant here. I think it's just so gorgeous. It really is. I love that plant, and I love my Pinus patula. Just take you around, see some of these plants. I've got Formium over there, some grasses, rhododendron. This is another form of Scadiopetes, and that's really pretty. Some yuccas, pines. This yucca, just look at that. Look at those strappy leaves. And it's in such beautiful condition, and it stands out on these dark winter days. That's Yucca thomsoniana. You know, a lot of people have noticed that Yucca thomsoniana, the bottom leaves tend to get a bit browner than Yucca rostrata. This plant is Ilex crenata, the Japanese topiary. I bought it when it was quite small and sort of topiarised it. There's more topiary. I got that from Seacroft before they went bust. And I think that is really, really pretty. And also another Ilex crenata spiral. And we come in here and just look at this. This is Tiny Curls, that conifer, and I love this combo. Just look at the colours. This Pseudopanax with this zing 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 yucca and this Formium. I could just leave the camera here really, couldn't I? Let my job be done. So all of that's really good. I have cleaned these white stones because these white stones come from India, Rajasthan, and they tend to go green. So believe it or not, I've cleaned them. And over here, all of this has got herbaceous stuff in. This is about one of the only grasses I haven't cut down, Calamagrostis grass, because I can see it from a window and it looks really pretty when the sun catches it and sun shines through it. So I have left it up, but I do need to cut it down in the next 3 or 4 weeks probably. This Yucca gloriosa's fine. Another Yucca over here, Formium gesta, 2 Chemarops humilis here, and in between this I got loads of herbaceous stuff. You can easily lose, it's like, you know, like the wood from the trees is the expression. When you're looking at plants, there's so many of them, you can forget about individual ones. This is a Yucca rostrata rigida hybrid from Hardy Palms, Nigel, and it's coped perfectly well. It's got fantastic drainage. I've put so much grit underneath it, like 3 feet of grit, and then it's got a drainage hole that comes out here, you see. So I actually got grit all the way down to that hole, because a lot of people say that Yucca rostrata rigida just dies off in winter because they don't like the winter wet. So really I've tried to save them. The aloes are all fine. This is a young, it doesn't look great, does it, when it's like that? But that is a young feather palm, Butia odorata. Look, little things that you can miss down here. Another one of those yuccas. I think that one had died back and then it's now regrowing a bit. All of this area where you've got the brown earth is all herbaceous stuff that is a mass of colour in summer, so I'm not too worried about that. This is a new pine I've just planted, a white pine, and then over here this is doing well. This is a beautiful bamboo, Indocalmus tessellatus. So it's not the one that runs absolutely everywhere. Supposedly it is a little bit of a runner, but actually everyone says it's massively controllable, as is this one here, which also spreads. But if you dig it up, it basically sort of dies back. It doesn't like being moved. This is a hybrid from Nigel again. It's if you look underneath, you can see its waggy hybrid origins, and then you've got the bamboo over here. See if you know which bamboo that is. Come this lovely stripe on the leaf. So Dahlia imperialis, just dead, as you'd expect in winter. You can see how big it was from the stalk. I've taken about 3 stalks down. This is really nice, this Trachycarpus. I love it when you plant them a little bit young. I bought this Trachycarpus from mail order Palms, 50 quid, about 4 years ago. And I'd say it was about 3 foot tall. I think that's the optimum time to buy them, if I'm honest with you, because I've heard a lot of people say get them small. But if you get them small like this one here, which I did, I bought it 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, from Homebase in Sale at the end of winter for about £5, and it has got a trunk on it now. Look, it's sizing up, so I'm happy with it. But you know, you've got to think about how much time you've got. I mean, I'm 50 this year. I do want to see these get massive. So there's, and then you've got here not yucca, Fatsia camouflage, looking great. Fatsia spider's web, Formium tenax variegata. This boutia, which I had covered, the reason I'd covered it is I have found, we're in Leeds and it gets quite cold here in Leeds, and I have found that in winter, in the middle, the new growth here gets browned off by real cold. So if it's going to go way below zero, I actually put a plastic cover around the whole thing, and try not to leave that on for too long. These yuccas doing really well. I first planted this one in the middle, and then I've decided that a group of 3 is really what we need, because everything in nature's, like they say, is groups of 3 or 5. And then this year I divided this phormium up into 3, so that's really good. I've got some miscanthus that looks a complete mess at the moment, but it will look better. Scheffler Taiwaniana, some new planting there, which is the eucalyptus, which is the blue one, azure blue or something, and Mahonia soft cress, not sweet winter. Now I was talking about sizes of palms. This one was £160 from that place that sells them very cheaply. You see lots of videos about it. I'm not sure, I don't think that's the ultimate. I mean, it doesn't look very happy, does it? Had hardly any root ball. So let me show you what else I've got. Another yucca from Nigel. This is Yucca Faxoniana. I got it kind of here in this chimney pot because I'm deciding what to do with it, because I've got a dog and these spikes are just deadly. So I'm thinking I might maybe cut the spikes off, or it's happy where it is for now. It's supposed to get huge, so we've got to see what happens. Euphorbia John Phillips, Euphorbia mellifera. I've been told these die back when you get to like -2, so, and it might reshoot from the ground, but it hasn't been that cold, like I've said. I'm really hoping it doesn't get too cold. These phormiums I have divided because what I was finding was you couldn't see the Buddha, because the phormiums were getting so massive that you couldn't see the Buddha head behind it. So the pink one I've divided into 2, so they look a little bit forlorn, because that was one, but then you've got a nice group of 3 now. Then this year as well I divided these up, the fascicular bicolor, put this in a hole in the tree, which just thought, yeah, that's the that's the place for it. Some Scheffler Taiwaniana. I got these £6 each from Crocus. Let's hope it survives winter. It's in a protected spot. It's got a big tree over the top of it, lots of cover. And while we're on that point, there is another one. We've had -2 so far. These have been fine. That is also Scheffler, and that's not Scheffler Taiwaniana. That's Scheffler rhododendrifolia. Another Scheffler there. So I've been busy planting tiny Scheffleras all around the garden. I got another little one. Here's another little one here. Then I divided up a couple of strands from a phormium to go either side of this bench. This is a new area this year, which should look nice in summer. This is another Scheffler, and it seems to be doing all right in here. I am giving it a little bit of protection because it's quite young, and it's a different Scheffler to my other ones, slightly more tender. And round here I've planted a new tree fern from Gardening Express. Got it really cheap 3 foot. So that's looking like that. That's Schefflera, another Schefflera, which looks beautiful. I'm quite pleased with that. It's doing really well. This is its second winter and it's showing no signs of any problems, and that is just beautiful. This little area here I'm quite pleased with. My dog's been digging left of the Buddha and just dug up loads of euphorbias. Really annoying. He just did it today. Another stunning tree fern. Love that tree fern. Look at the fact the fronds have not been hit. I'm so pleased, so pleased. And here I've got more Schefflera Taiwanianas. They're not exactly giving me a lot of impact at the moment because they're tiny, but I've just got to wait for them to size up, you know. Lots of Japanese forest grass, the remnants of it. Another Schefflera rhododendrofolia. And lots of the old bamboo, coral bark maple, gunnera protected around there. So, I just wanted to show you the garden in winter. I'm so cold, I'm freezing my arse off at the moment, excuse the language. So I'll see you again, hopefully nearer spring. Bye.